yeah, for somehow it actually, well, technically I have seen this, but like just not, like I have seen it, but also not seen it. All right, so The Godfather. I actually saw the opening bit back in 2017 whenever The Godfather was on Netflix, and I just didn't get it. I heard that this was like the best film, or like one of the greatest films of all time, but like when I was watching it, like as a 13-year-old, I didn't seem to get it. I just didn't understand. It just seemed boring. But now, as an almost 20-year-old wannabe filmmaker or aspiring filmmaker who has now watched The Godfather, I just want to kick my 13-year-old's ass right now, because The Godfather is just terrific. It really is. Like, I can understand where people are kind of coming from, where saying like this film's overrated, but I also just don't get it. It's like, this is just an absolute like masterpiece. Like, so much about The Godfather is executed so well. Like, all the performances, Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, James Caan, Robert Duvall, Diane Keaton, and yeah, everyone else was just so great in this. Like, all the performances were just totally riveting. Hold on a second. Marlon Brando just, he's one of those actors that like kind of just, it looks like he's not even trying, and yet he just did such a fantastic job. Al Pacino was also just so great as Michael Corleone, and I just loved seeing his more transition to now being this, just like his father, or no different from his father. Robert Duvall, Diane Keaton, John Marley, like just so many actors are great, but I feel like the real MVP for me was James Caan. Like, his performance is just so, like, the highlight of the film. Or like, of all the actors, his performance is my favorite. Like, I just love all the simple, like, kind of angry sides, like the more calm, kind of jokey sides. It's he just knocked it out of the park. Definitely one of my favorite performances from the 70s. The atmospheric tone also just does so well for The Godfather. I love all the sets, the costumes, just terrific. The score, who did the score? Nino Rota. Just terrific. Like, I just love all the themes and just everything he did. I also just love the editing of The Godfather. Like, we all talk about the mustache transitioning into a tree and some other scenes, but one of my favorite scenes of editing in The Godfather was just like the massacre scene mixed together with the whenever they're at the church. It's just so great. I just love it. Like, I want to say this is perfect, but I'm only giving it a 9 because, like, while I don't hate the opening wedding scene, I don't find it nearly as interesting as everything else that happens after. Like, it's kind of I do kind of like it. It's a bit of a warm up to the greatness, but I don't know. I just felt like I was more interested in like all the other things that were happening after the wedding, because after that, like, everything just seems to pick up. But yeah, just fantastic part on Francis Ford Coppola and Mario Puzo. Just, I am even more excited to see part 2. Oh man.